welcome back to James Montreal Beer Reviews. I'm actually quite excited about this beer I'm going to review in a moment. Filming this on a Friday night, my plans got cancelled, so I decided to stay in and enjoy some nice Imperial style beer. It's actually really cold today. It was the temperature dropped below 0 Celsius, so that's pretty much almost winter. Of course, not the coarsest kind of weather. Either way, today's beer is the Southern Tier Pumking. I was really lucky to get this bomber, which came from Ontario thanks to my friend, better known as Boris the Barbarian. He brought me this along with the Southern Tier chocolate. So these are like adopted for Canada, which makes me wonder why this is not as strong as the American original version of this beer. This says here 7.9% alcohol by volume, while I think that in the States it's almost 9% or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. Either way, it's an Imperial Pumpkin Ale, and it's going to be the last for the season, of course, because, American Thanksgiving is almost here. If you're not watching this around the time, well, for me right now, it's next week or something. It's made by the Southern Tier Brewery in Lakewood, New York. And this is my second beer from them and my first Imperial beer from them. I'm going to use, instead of the goblet advice here, I'm going to use my tulip glass. I haven't used it in a while, and I think it's also going to be appropriate. Let's get reviewing with the Southern Tier Pumking. Okay, I got the cap off. It's actually not a standard cap, or maybe it's a standard cap for their export. It has the logo, but no writing on it. By the way, this is not a cheap beer. This is about $9 in Toronto and Ontario, actually, not in Toronto. But alright, that's good. Just the right amount of head I'm expecting. Let's take a look. It's a filtered beer, so pretty much no haze whatsoever. It's a nice kind of copper or orange color to it. Loads of small bubbles rising, and quite a nice kind of slightly orangish kind of beige head to it. Let's stick our nose into the beer now. Oh, this is very, very interesting, and it doesn't smell as most pumpkin beers I've had so far. Loads of that kind of as a child, I remember having pumpkin. It was sort of a porridge kind of thing I had. My grandma made it, I think. That's what it smells like. Toffee, brown sugar, those are definitely present. Not much in the way of hops. It's a very sweet kind of confectionery smell I'm getting as well. A touch of spice, but not too aggressive. So it's quite nice. So this is really intriguing. Let's dive in, guys. Cheers. It tastes very different from the pumpkin ales I've had so far, but I guess this is in a good way. Fairly carbonated, definite medium to full body to it. It's a bit syrupy. Yeah, the carbonation kind of livens up the palate. Definite good sweetness in it, and loads of pumpkin. Again, that kind of mashed texture to it. I'm still getting that toffee, especially in the back, kind of opens up with that kind of soft sweetness at the back. The alcohol is pretty much not even present there as much, because I guess it's cold, so it's the perfect serving temperature it's at right now. There's a bit of a warming sensation as it goes down the throat and everything, but this is really smooth. I'm predicting this is probably about a month or 2 months old. Shout out to Chad, by the way. He reviewed this a couple or 3 times, I think. He had the fresh bottle, then a bottle he aged for a couple of months. And he said he liked the fresh bottle better, but I'm not sure how fresh this is. It's surely coming from this year's batch. I'm going to think about it. So far, this is really pumpkiny. It's right where it needs to be. It's got a sort of an extra layer of complexity and taste. Not just complexity. It's more complex in the sense that you can't even describe all the things at once. I really have to think about it. But this is a solid beer, very tasty, very pleasant and everything. Cheers. Alright guys, I'm back and sort of gathered my thoughts up. If you had the impression I'm sort of enjoying this beer but not too much, I may have given that impression, but this is really, really impressive. I'm going to be bold and say this is the best tasting pumpkin beer. I'm not going to say ever, but I'm going to say it's definitely the best I've ever had. The Imperial component really adds a lot to this beer. At first I was thinking this just tastes like pumpkin with a bit of a mild spiciness going on, fairly sweet. But as I was drinking more, I realized this tastes exactly like a good, properly made kind of pumpkin pie. I've only had several pumpkin pies in my life. This is my first year. For those of you who are wondering why, well, I'm not from North America originally, so I just wasn't part of that cool culture, and I didn't want to venture into that too soon. But finally I did, and I really enjoyed it. I like pumpkin pies now. This really tastes like pumpkin pie. Nice bready, sweet kind of crumb texture in the mouth, followed by a very solid pumpkin presence, sweet and kind of creamy. A definite kind of graham cracker at the back texture. Spiciness is there, but it's not too overwhelming, which I'm totally fine with. I don't like overly spiced pumpkin beers, and regular pumpkin beers can be very spicy. I get some nutmeg, some cinnamon, but not more than that, I guess. And then finally you even get some vanilla notes, which is really great because some people like to put whipped cream on their pumpkin pie, and I can definitely taste that as well. A bit of a creamy texture. It's medium to full bodied, but it's probably closer to medium, but it's still as syrupy as it was in the beginning. It's just that the carbonation has dropped. Don't let it warm up too much, I guess, because I've been drinking this fairly quicker than I actually originally anticipated, so it usually takes me more time to drink an Imperial beer than it's taking me now. You want to have this relatively cool, but not too cold. I mean, you don't want your teeth to sort of chatter. So let me just go straight to grading and stop the rambling. I'm gonna say 8 for smell and appearance. I mean, it looks nice, but it's not the best looking beer, that's for sure. Again, the smell is nice and confectionery, it's sweet, fairly bready. You might find, some people might find regular pumpkin beers to be more complex in terms of the aroma, but the taste is where it's going to score the top grade. 10 out of 10 for taste for Southern Tier Pumpkin. It's just the tastiest I've ever had, so it's really good. The mouthfeel is going to get a 9. Very nice. It's coating your mouth, it's smooth. All the while there was some great carbonation first, kind of dropped. Not much alcohol, not too much spice on the palate, but there's still some. So it's really, really balanced, really, really good. And the drinkability, I'm going to give this an 8. This is really good. And for an Imperial beer, this goes down really smoothly, so I can't give it a 6. This is an 8 out of 10. Overall, I'm gonna give this a solid 9. It's an amazing beer. Many people have reviewed it. I'm probably one of the last beer tuber, I guess, to review this beer, but I'm really glad I finally did. I just didn't have a chance to before. If you still haven't tried it and you're sort of wondering if it's good or not, this is good. Take my word for it, this is really good. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. 9 out of 10 for Southern Tier Pumpkin. This is really good, try it. That's it for this time, guys. Stick to good beer, see you next time. I'm probably gonna bring another German beer next time. Cheers.